Into chapter 3, everything has been good so far. And this is where things start to take a turn. We're introduced to the serpent, and he is more crafty than any other beast, and he questions God's words and leads humanity to sin and to their fall. Now the serpent was more cunning than any animal of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, "Has God really said you shall not eat from any tree of the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "From the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat, but from the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God has said you shall not eat from it or touch it, or you will die." The serpent said to the woman, "You certainly will not die, for God knows that on the day that you eat from it, your eyes will be open, and you will become like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took some of the fruit and ate. And she also gave some to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves waist coverings. And then next, God enters the garden, calling out for Adam and Eve, but they respond to his call with fear and shame by hiding. And this reveals what has happened. Now they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees in the garden. Then the Lord God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" He said, "I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you not to eat?" The man said, "The woman who you gave to be with me, she gave me some of the fruit of the tree, and I ate." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this that you have done?" And the woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." Here, God responds to the fractured relationship by judgment on the serpent, the woman, and the man. But Yahweh gives hope in this section, declaring that one day Jesus will come and defeat this evil serpent that caused the fall. Then the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you more than all the livestock, and more than any animal of the field. On your belly you shall go, and the dust you shall eat all the days of your life. I will make enemies of you and the woman, and of your offspring and her descendants. He shall bruise you on the head, and you shall bruise him on the heel." To the woman he said, "I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you shall deliver children. Yet your desire will be for your husband, and he shall rule over you." Then to Adam he said, "Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and you have eaten from the tree about which I commanded you, saying you shall not eat from it, cursed is the ground because of you. With hard labor you shall eat from it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it shall grow for you. Yet you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, until you return to the ground, because from it you were taken. For you are dust, and to the dust you shall return." In this next section, Adam names his wife Eve, and God provides coverings for Adam and Eve. And this is often interpreted as the first sacrifice that covers up human sin. Now the man named his wife Eve because she was the mother of all the living. And the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. Here in this next section, God sends Adam and Eve outside of the garden and places a guard in front to protect the entrance, preventing the way back to the tree of life. Then the Lord God said, "Behold, the man has become like us, knowing good and evil. And now he might reach out with his hand and take the fruit also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." Therefore, the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden to cultivate the ground which he was taken. So he drove the man out at the east of the Garden of Eden, and he stationed the cherubim and the flaming sword which turned every direction to guard the way to the tree of life.